Hi, this is Lauren Sacco.
And Jason Augustowski, and for our Google Beginner Studio, we were assigned Google Reader. So we're going to teach this to 7th grade, and the SOL that we're using is 7.3, which basically talks about how students are going to use media, print media, different forms of media in order to inform their persuasive writing and to learn, how authors used facts and opinions to persuade their readers. So the way we're going to use Google Reader in this is first the students are going to write in their writer's notebooks to answer the prompt, make a creative entry discussing if Halloween should be recognized in schools as a holiday and say why or why not. We're going to ask the partners to share their responses briefly and discuss their arguments as a class. Based on this discussion in class, we're going to discuss what makes certain responses more persuasive than others using these student examples. After the class has seen these student examples and has observed some of these elements of persuasive writing that they talked about, we're going to log into a class Google Reader account that we've already set up with articles that are pre-selected for this activity. So right now, the Google Reader is set up to have a lot of different stuff from a bunch of different newsrooms, Politics, CNN, the New York Times, the Washington Post, stuff like that. But for this activity, we would have already selected articles from education journals that discusses the banning or the allowing of Halloween to be celebrated in schools.
And how we would do that would just pick out our own opinions of what kind of articles they need to be looking at and just add a subscription and put that web page right in there. And then they would just have this kind of feed looking thing with our choices to pick from, and they can pick from any of the articles and they'll be able to see the different sides and just choose their own and use it to
inform their opinion. And what's nice about this too is, like Lauren said, it shows that all into a news feed kind of form. So rather than students having to go all over the internet and probably coming across all kinds of garbage in the way, we can have already selected for them reputable journals or articles, places where things that they could actually use would kind of come from, and it brings up all the articles like we're showing right here, but there'll be just all kinds of different stories related to their topic that the students can use to support their arguments. And then, going back to the lesson, so what they're going to have to do is they're going to have to take all of this information and synthesize it and create a better persuasive essay based on what they learned from Google Reader and from the different articles that they use to conduct their research. And we're going to explain how this tool has made their research process a lot more efficient because it narrowed down the sources and gave them only the most updated and most relevant articles. And we'll show that this is a great way of constantly being updated on websites, including news articles in which the students are interested, because eventually students are going to use their final persuasive piece, having greatly employed Google Reader in their research process, to give an oral presentation to the class arguing for one of the opposing sides of the original class prompt. And Google Reader will just really help them out because later in class we can use it to look up articles that they're interested in rather than just the Halloween article. We've thought that would be something that the students would be able to discuss, and that it's something that's kind of debated within the school system.
That's nice. It's a nice tool. It's a nice intro for this group to scaffold them into being able to choose their own articles to put into the Google Reader. But right now we chose and kind of made it
just easier for them to navigate. And like Lauren said, it's just scaffolding into greater forms of research that we can do in the future.
Thank you.